Yeah, it's sort of like a pub joke that we had back in Ireland that was sort of, we developed through sort of drinking and socializing, that we said we must turn into a film. And so it's sort of a thing that had a lot of development sort of off camera and before we really became filmmakers or actors and stuff. So when it sort of push came to shove, it seemed like a neat idea for a comedy film. We wanted to do something funny, and I had just made Once, which was very sort of worthy and sincere, and wanted to do something different. And Zonad seemed like a sort of an ideal opportunity to sort of let rip and have a laugh. And
you're so predictable, following up,
I know, it's so
Once
boring,
with a movie that's exactly like Once.
Yeah. Well, that's the idea. A lot of people actually do have a problem with that, but I sort of think, if you look at Scorsese going from sort of, Taxi Driver and New York to sort of the king of comedy, just and getting De Niro to play that role. That's sort of a great example of somebody who's actually just more interested in sort of the art of cinema and what that can do than in any. Even though he's obviously Scorsese's very interested in the gangster thing and all that. He really can diversify, and it's funny because every time he tried to do something different, he was sort of shot down. They want the gangster thing with him, so it is a very difficult thing for a director to sort of. Once you get typecast in a certain way, to sort of take lefts or rights, but we sort of said, fuck it.
It's wise of you early in your career to...
I want to make a horror film, I want to make a porn film, I'd like to make a thriller, and every type of film by the time I'm 50.
It's interesting you say that, because John said to me, he's been being very kind in the last day, he was like, he basically just kind of wrote her as quite a slutty girl, and he was like, I don't know how you are so sincere in it. Like, he was like, you really try and find truth. I just tried to look at it like I loved all these men, and I wanted to keep I was confused and didn't know what to do, and just believe in that, really.
Just a flower waiting to bloom.
Yeah, that's it. I know, that was my audition piece, actually.
Yeah. I mean, the key to finding him as a character was what we did first. We tried to find his voice, and because in the movie there's nods to certain movie genres, there's 50s Americana in there, The Quiet Man is in there. Finding the voice was key to him, but we didn't want that robotic, in fact, effectively we didn't want to sound like Stephen Hawkins for 90 minutes, because that's not very entertaining, really, But we went back to the sort of 50s Flash Gordon kind of stuff, and we made him that sort of mid-Atlantic thing. But in the movie, he becomes more alien when he's got to pretend to be an alien. But when he's being more amorous with the local ladies, he slides a little bit more towards maybe Sinatra or something. But my process would be, costume obviously helps enormously, and this costume helped. But I'm the kind of actor that when I get on set, I like sticking my fingers in things and knocking things over, which is helpful when you're doing comedy. Particularly when these directors say to you, okay, here's a cooked chicken and a bottle of whiskey, dance for 3 minutes. Where do you go from there, But it was kind of essential for us to find his voice before we started filming. And then obviously in the movie he sings as well. There's a couple of original numbers now that John has written, some with some very questionable lyrics, but
and a Hothouse Flowers song to end it out.
And a Hothouse Flowers song to finish. How
Wonderful.
Cool was that? And when we recorded the song, we actually recorded the song while we were shooting the movie. And I went into the studio, straight from set to studio to record the song. And there was Liam O'Mwelny from the Hothouse Flowers, who just put down the track, and then I had to stand up and sing his song with alien lyrics. It was one of those moments in your life, But he was a strange character to find, but I mean, it did help, costume, voice, and again, having worked with the boys for 11 years, they've got a very certain way of working. It's almost a Curb Your Enthusiasm kind of style. We've got the scene on the page, but throw that away. These are the beats we need to hit, and they leave it up to the actors, and they find it's very important for them to get the casting right, get a good ensemble of actors who you can throw things at, and they certainly got that with this film, I think. I hope.